Spreaker.com. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your soon-to-be world-famous breakdown of WWE and other sports combat events in an hour.
that went so quickly.
So quick. Oh, shit.
You can just hear it unravel.
It's like, what do I say now? What do I say next?
Fuck.
Fuck it. It's all good.
That was awesome. I love it.
Oh, man.
Favorite.
How y'all doing?
Show in a while.
What's good? You're listening to Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
Yeah. That sounds totally normal. Don't let anybody say any different, you fucks.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's the entrance. How you doing?
I'm not dead.
He's not dead. This is his response. Oh, man.
Who the fuck's that?
It's Thili.
Oh, hey, Thili.
What up?
Nah, not dead.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh, man. So yeah, we definitely got some goings on this week. There's been, wasn't the AEW pay-per-view last night?
No, I thought it was, and I messaged you saying it was, and then I went to watch it, and it was not.
Okay.
It is on, let me see, AEW Revolution is February 29th, so it's actually this Saturday.
Oh my gosh, I didn't hear it until just now. I didn't hear it until just now.
Yeah, I was off, but only by 6 days.
Okay.
I have to be forgiven. The day before I said that there was a Bellator European tournament followed by a UFC fight night with a 5-round war for a main event. And then right after that was 3 heavyweight fights, including Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And I may have been a little exhausted, may have got a little stoned, may have got a little everything.
Okay. Keep talking. I gotta step out. I gotta step away from the mic for a second.
Okay. So, speaking of the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, we're gonna have my boy Jack Shit, aka James Townsend, aka Jack Shit, one half of Crab Rat. We're gonna have him on the podcast coming up soon. Hopefully this week, or hopefully next week or the week after that. So that me and him can kind of geek out over the shock of that whole Fury Wilder fight. For anybody who doesn't know, the quick recap is these boys went to war twice now. The first one was in December of 2018, and it went to a 12-round decision. Pretty much everybody had that score for Tyson Fury, other than the judges who tried to put it as a draw, despite Tyson Fury winning 10 out of the 12 rounds. So yeah, I mean that was a maddening draw, and we'll have to get into the fact that this time Tyson Fury left no stone or no quarter for the judges. They got it out of there in 7 rounds. Fucked Deontay Wilder right up. Made him look like he was not, like he should not be in that ring with him at all. And yeah, that was crazy. Hopefully Vlad gets back here shortly so I can stop stamping to myself. I can hear him there. He's almost here. Shortly we'll be back on the mic, I'm sure. But yeah, anybody, what are you guys excited for coming up with this week?
Yeah, I heard you say that, was it, one half of Crab Rat was gonna be in studio?
Yeah, me and you we'll have to go over that over afterwards. But yeah, we just gotta pick a day, and me and Townsend will all be live in studio. We'll talk about the Wilder Fury fight.
I think we just added each other on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, James Townsend.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking to. We were talking the other day. I was trying to get some what days he's available. It looks like he's got weekends off.
Okay.
So yeah, we can figure out what is good this in the upcoming weeks,
My
and we'll have a nice little breakdown of it. I'll get you a link there, Block, so you can watch it because I think you'll enjoy this one. It's a good 7-round banger of a fight.
Okay. All right. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, and he's also James is a huge wrestling fan too. Like he watches WWE and like all the shows and everything too. So we'll be able to talk. He'll be able to stay with us for the whole show. Probably get through a week of wrestling.
All right. That's dope. That's dope. I always like to and I wanna extend the branch, I guess, the olive branch to anybody who's involved in wrestling anyway, promoter, independent. Get at us at
100%.
Get at us at tuftalks@gmail.com. Toughtalks@gmail.com. Hit us up. If you want to promote your art, your superstar, or you are a superstar, or you're in an indie circuit, what have you, we're open to all walks of life in the industry to come through and let us know their side of the story.
Yeah, we absolutely want to try to get more involved with the scene, get more people in, and get talking to some folks.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get this started.
Let's do it.
Randy Orton attacked Matt Hardy.
Yeah, so I guess this was goodbye for Matt with the WWE, it seems. Everything he's been saying on Twitter lately, he seems to be sayonara. What did he say? He said something to I can't remember. He said something about going to basically saying goodbye, leaving, and going somewhere new. And Chris Jericho tweeted back at him saying, "Stay home, Matthew," with a thumb down. And he tweeted back at Jericho saying, "I'll do whatever I want, Chris." So looks like he's probably going to end up at AEW.
There might Okay. Now I heard some talks about your dudes earlier today, and a little bit of controversy involving the top guys.
I have not heard this. Let me kind of see here.
Allegedly, they have filed for the trademarks or the copyrights for no flips, just fists, and top guys. Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. I hope they get it. They had put that in for a while ago. They had put that in January 13th was when they had, or actually January 8th is when they had submitted that trademark request. They want to trademark the name Shatter Machine as well for all wrestling and merchandise related purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're trying to make sure that they get to keep everything. Now I do see the new one here too about trademarking the name. That's good. They should do that. They should absolutely try to make sure that they've got their hands on their identity. It's always sad when you see somebody leave and not get to keep who they are. There's a lot of trouble with that with some people. China famously had to legally change her name to China to make it so she could be referred to as that sort of thing. And there's been a few other people too. Ultimate Warrior did the same thing. It's just it's a very, very smart business move by them.
This is true. All right. Moving on. Aleister Black defeats Eric Rowan.
Oh, sorry, I had to blow my nose. Didn't want to do it into the mic. He really. This is a pretty good match. One of the better Eric Rowan matches in quite a while, seeing as they've mostly all just been squash matches. Still don't know what the fuck is in that thing. I need to know. Somebody needs to hurry up and open that motherfucker up. I think this is a good feud. They're both, heavy metal as fuck. Eric Rowan kind of looks like if you gave Aleister Black the super soldier serum or hit him with gamma radiation and turned him into like a Hulk. Like it kind of looks like his big brother.
Yeah, that's how. Honestly, that's like the size difference between me and my brother. So I can relate. I can relate.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they did very well against each other. I like this as a feud, and I think they should try to put some story into it and get this going somewhere.
All right. Speaking of going somewhere, Charlotte Flair addressed NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley.
Oh, love that she came out in the yellow and black.
In this picture, she looks like Stephanie a little bit.
A little bit. She looks right, from the neck down. Looks like 03 Stephanie or 02 Stephanie.
Yeah.
But yeah, she looks great. And I loved it coming out with the yellow and black, yellow nail polish. She NXT'd herself the fuck out, which was dope. And then we're gonna get her versus Bianca on NXT this week. Which is gonna be fucking awesome. And then just as a preview, next week on NXT, Ray Matthews, Dakota Kai, and Tegan Knox. So that'll be awesome too. Big things going on in the women's division in NXT is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, when they're gonna get win every chance around, that is so fucking cool.
Because they're trying to get a lateral situation. I'm noticing, as much as you disagree with my wild card statement, and it was vehemently, might I point out, they're still shifting the roster in a lateral form.
I think the like I said, I understand the comparison in like that it is people from one brand going on to another brand,
which is all I meant. Which was all I really meant.
Right? No, I totally understand that part. My only disagreement with it was that because when you had brought it up was saying as much as I hated the wild card, I like this, and my reason for why I like this, even though I hated the wild card, is, and actually it's two reasons. One is the fact that it's bringing NXT up, like it's showing everybody that this is a lateral thing now. It's not just developmental, right? Like it is that partially still, obviously, but it's so much more on its own than it was in previous years. But also the fact that there's just like a consistent good story going on with it.
Yeah, that was the thing you were talking about needing to happen if they were going to continue it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And that's all I want them to do is more consistent good storytelling, because when they do it well, it's the best form of storytelling. Like it's just awesome.
24/7 champion Riddick Moss defeats R-Truth and Mojo Rawley in a triple threat match.
Yep, my good friend Riddick Ross is still the 24/7 champion. It's interesting. They've put the belt on Riddick Moss, but they really have not given him any good character yet. Like he's kind of still just there, existing.
So he's a functional flunky.
He's what?
A functional flunky.
Yeah. Yep. That is exactly. That is perfect. Yeah, he's a fool. He's there because it's pretty funny right now. I don't know. We'll see where this goes, because I really think that belt is at its best when it's on R-Truth.
I'm just waiting for them to find a way to put it back on him.
Yeah, they're going to. They gotta.
Oh man. All right. Well, from Suplex City to Claymore Country, Drew McIntyre defeats MVP.
Yeah, sure did. What happened to MVP? Like 3 weeks ago saying that was his last WWE match.
I was gonna ask that, but I figured you would.
Like, what the fuck? Go home, MVP. You're old.
He wants to prove that he's not. He's looking at Ric Flair competing till he was like 70 something, and saying, "I'm only 50 something. I can still do this shit."
MVP, I love you, brother, but you are not Ric Flair. Just flat out.
Oh man.
Like, just you're not. This is like this was not a great segment. It was the only cool parts of it were like Drew McIntyre swagging out the whole time. But other than that, just whatever. It was lame.
Shayna Baszler confronted Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch.
Yeah, this is good. Good little back and forth. I'm glad they don't seem to be really sticking with the vampire thing. That was nice. They did show it a lot, but they didn't seem to lean into like her not being able to go out in the daytime or
sorry for milk
or craft services putting too much garlic on something and her dying. Like, so I'm cool with it. I'm hoping that Becky Lynch doesn't retain the belt via wooden stake or crucifix.
Oh my gosh.
I got millions of these, folks. We can keep going. Something shimmer.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Yeah, I am excited for this. It's going to be Shayna Baszler going into the Women's Elimination Chamber match is going to be savage. Like, that's going to be an amazing Women's Chamber match for sure this year. Because I like how Shayna pointed out, like, it's fighting women in a cage. Do you know where I come from? Like, so, like, yeah, let's get it in.
All right. Bobby Lashley and Angel Garza defeat Rusev and Humberto Carrillo. I have to say it like that.
Can somebody help my boy Rusev out and get that chain from around his ankle connected to that giant fucking anchor of Humberto Carrillo?
Bobby Lashley in this picture looks like the fucking Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he is the fucking Hulk.
He's a massive machine of a man.
Bro, he's got like steel cords making up his fucking muscles. The dude is jacked to the gills. Like, it's ridiculous.
Like, fuck, bro. Like, don't even look at me too long. That might hurt.
Get me like that?
From right up the street.
If there were Puerto Ricans, I would have.
Yo, bro, listen. You know the way the WWE builds people. For all we know, they could be.
She's come up to cues or like main roster, like count up the Dingles women's feud, little implications.
Yeah.
But so I'd like to see some, like, let's find some of the women who are killing it, even some of the NXT women, all that kind of stuff. And let's get them challenging for these belts. Like, I haven't seen the belts defended in I don't know how long.
At least 2 months.
At least.
Boom,
like, it seems weird.
Yeah.
It seems weird, right? Because, like, yeah, it's been at least since December, maybe even November, because I think they did one, like, before the Survivor Series, like the week before or something like that, maybe. But yeah, I don't know, man. It seems strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. But like I said, maybe we should have maybe we should put something out there like the I don't know, the Thili effect, because I've seen a lot of the things you've called actually present themselves in the WWE.
See if I can say something that gets them to do it.
Yeah, you never know. Like I said, every week we get tagged. Every week we get tagged with like the WWE, and you know the WWE has people that do research.
That's true.
And so,
well, I mean, I've said it before. All my ideas that you want to steal to do stuff, do it, because like I'd love to see them. All the things I say are stuff I would love to see. like,
yeah.
So, but then also give me a job.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Even like a satellite position.
Yeah.
Satellite position, you know what I mean? Like whenever you come to town, when you come to town, let us do a couple of announcements. Like let us announce some of the wrestlers.
Yeah, let me call a dark match.
You know? Straight up.
But like yeah, I love baking, but I love fantasy booking more.
Yeah. I'm
so
mad at that.
Actual booking.
Hey. You never know, bro. You never know.
Indie companies, holla at your boys.
Now, can you dig that? Sucker! Oh, man. Hey, speaking of which, you know that Booker T returned to in-ring action.
What?
Yeah, he was on
for Reality of Wrestling.
Reality of Wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, his company. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think he's been open about doing kind of little things with them too, because he's running it. He wants to make sure that the promotion does well. So no better way to promote it than having the Booker man, King Booker, in there doing his damn thing, spin a Rooney in like a mosque.
Yep. All right. Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders crash Seth Rollins' sermon.
Yeah. What's his name? Buddy Murphy.
Buddy?
Forgot. Yeah, he forgot how to English for a bit.
No.
Oh yeah. Because when he introduced Seth Rollins, he introduced him as the Monday Night Asaya.
No.
And everybody on like wrestling Twitter was having a very fun time with that for a few hours last Monday night, where I saw parody things of Seth Rollins being Billy Gunn, the Ass Saya instead of the Ass Man.
Yeah.
Saying he looks like a horse's ass Saya. A whole bunch of great stuff.
That's great.
So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, once again, I mean, we are still in this stage of, hey, let's get 8 guys going at it at once, or 7 guys in this case for most of it. But yeah, once again, like I said before, I love this new character that Seth is doing. I think Seth is on his way to becoming very much like a Chris Jericho, and how often he can reinvent himself. Or I guess, even a lot like Triple H did that as well a lot. But yeah, he's very good at this. The one glove with the leather jacket open, and like he just looks like a complete asshole. And the self-righteousness of it all is just perfect. And I think eventually, like down the line, as long as they can keep momentum with it and tell good story with it, like, and not let it get stale. So like they will have to eventually start switching it up and having different matches and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think that when this all blows up in his face, like when when his what's his name? What are they called? Disciples turn on him.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be great. Like, and I think obviously Buddy Murphy has to be the Judas.
Really? You think Murphy's just gonna pull aside and take AOP?
No. I think he'll hit Seth Rollins and run away from AOP.
Okay.
Or he'll convince AOP that, like, why the fuck are we doing this? Like, I think Seth will probably get in over his head and a little too megalomaniacal, a little too god complexy.
Okay. Well, we'll see as the weeks progress. Ricochet defeats Carl Anderson.
God damn it. My boy Carl Anderson can't get a singles win in the WWE. like seemingly ever. Yeah, I mean, this is a great match. Ricochet is obviously spectacular. Carl Anderson is one of the most underrated in-ring technicians in any roster, let alone just the WWE. So yeah, he is. This is a great match. And I'm trying to figure out when this was. Oh yeah, I couldn't remember if it was a pinfall or if it was disqualification because the Good Brothers getting involved. But yeah, the Good Brothers got ejected, and he got a nice little roll up on my boy. So shit.
Okay, now this one's going to be grammatically askew. Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders versus Raw Tag Team Champion Murphy and AOP via disqualification.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. It should have said defeated, not versus.
Yeah.
Once again, this was more of the get these six guys against each other. Obviously, Seth has to get involved at some point. We're gonna get Seth versus Kevin Owens coming up pretty soon, I think. Hopefully there's a blow off in sight. I don't want this to be like the fucking matches between Roman and Corbin. We don't need any more of that. Like if the second Seth starts pulling out dog food, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like we don't need any more of that. We're good.
5-on-4.
Yeah.
Okay. What we got next? We got
NXT
coming up next for you.
Yeah, from February 19th.
SmackDown will be after that. NXT. Let's go, computer. Load up. What is wrong with you? Holy cow.
These goddamn computers are always a bit fuck over.
You know what I mean? Like,
Turning on us.
okay.
I can say the other one. Velveteen Dream interrupted Undisputed Era.
Boom.
Yes, exactly. Boom, indeed. Undisputed Era kicked off the show. Apple came out, told everybody that he told them what was going to happen. That the NXT was in firm hands of the Undisputed Era. He was a walk right over Masha. And then he went on to bring up the fact that the Velveteen Dream had attacked. Had Roderick Strong and put his wife and face on his tights. And so they called out Dream. Dream just kind of appeared through the Titantron, but not like a visual of him, just kind of an outline of him with crazy, funky acid trip light coming around him. And told them that, and bringing up his wife's name again and his son's name, which is so weird that Velveteen's doing that, but he does seem to be the face, but like he's like threatening a man's wife and son. Very strange. Very, very strange. But yeah, that was kind of the end of that section because with him saying that they'd see him later that night. And then, do you have the page up now?
Yep. NXT Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin defeats Lio Rush.
Yeah, great match. These two are both great high flyers. Jordan Devlin is really, really good. He's like getting better all the time. I remember seeing him a couple years ago in the NXT UK tournament, like that very first one that kicked off the brand for the UK title.
Okay.
And he was very good in that. He was trained by Finn Balor. He very young, but was clearly coming into his own, but kind of seemed like a little bit too much of a ripoff of Finn himself. And now he's kind of got his own identity. He's doing very different things. He's more of a high flyer. He puts on a crazy pace. And him and Lio Rush just went all the fucking way at it. And until He hit him with his finisher called the Devil Inside, which is a great finishing title for him. And it's like it's a slam. It's nothing special for a finisher. Like, it's not the most original looking thing in the world, but it's his own twist. So yeah, it's very good.
All right. Sounds intriguing. We got
Ready.
Tommaso Ciampa addressed Johnny Gargano's actions at TakeOver. This was savage. This was Tommaso Ciampa basically coming out to speak his piece, and I can't remember who was it in the ring with him. Hold on.
Jobber McJobberson. Austin Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory. He was in ring with him, and he kept trying to interfere with what he was saying, and then he just said, "You know what? I've had enough of this," and he just waylaid him.
Yeah, he sure did. He kept trying to get the match started, and fucking Tommaso's just like, "Not today," and Austin Theory's like, "Fine," and goes and sits down, goes to the corner, waits for Tommaso to be ready, blah blah blah. Tommaso just keeps talking. And he tries to come up on him again. He just gets punched in the face with the mic.
Yep.
It was good shit. That was really funny.
And someone says, "Not today, bro." They mean not today.
That's true, yeah. You should listen. No means no.
No means no. That's how it goes.
Tommaso hit him with that Me Too punch.
That Me Too punch, he said. Oh, man. We got the Grizzled Young Veterans defeating Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wild.
Yeah, they beat the fuck out of them. That was very much a move to remind everybody that the Grizzled Young Veterans were indeed on the NXT roster. And just they squashed them. Squash match to set them up with a match against the the Forgotten Sons. So Forgotten Sons versus them will be coming up either next week or the week after that. I assume they may give the Forgotten Sons a squash match of their own.
Well, the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Bruiserweights, defeats Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yes, I love the Bruiserweights, man. They are fucking fantastic. Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch, great team. I love those guys too. But god damn it, if Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne aren't the best new tag team of the last 3 years. They're so good. They came out at the beginning, and first words out of Matt Riddle's mouth were, "Bro, where's our golf cart?" And Pete Dunne said, "You somehow managed to get it impounded." They went on to talk about their victory celebrations after Takeover Portland. How he's like Stallion Matt went out, partied a lot. He's like Stallion Pete. I mean, look at him. He's a machine. And well, our third man, Stallion Cup, talking about the Dusty Rhodes Trophy, right? Yeah. He's like, our man Stallion Cup. Well, he partied too. He partied a bit too much, and now he's been suspended 30 days because of a wellness violation.
Oh my gosh.
And the crowd starts laughing, and he's like, I know, that's a thing here.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah, but then he put on a great match with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. They beat them decisively, but not a squash. So yeah, that was very good. Now, speaking of
squashes, NXT North American Champion Keith Lee defeats Kona Reeves.
Don't you forget about Keith. Wow. Kona Reeves, 3-second squash match. He got in the ring. He got the Big Bang
catastrophe.
Catastrophe. Which, by the way, I feel stupid. But I realized when I was watching NXT the Big Bang Catastrophe. I don't know why it never clicked before, but Keith Lee's finisher is the BBC. Can we just talk about this for a second?
I don't want to talk about anybody's BBC unless it's mine.
I never heard anyone talk about this yet. But it fucked me up because
it's a BBC or because of the acronym.
Because of the sudden realization of the filth that Mr. Keith Lee has been putting on our screens for the last 2 years, basically. It just fucking hilarious. I was dying. I was mid-toke, like I was in the middle of smoking a bowl, and I coughed that bitch right up.
Oh man,
how we never, like, what? That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. That is finisher BBC.
Don't you get it, Bucky?
Oh my god.
Oh
wow.
man. Side note, that was my grandfather's name, Gus Soul. So I kind of can't. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's awesome. But yeah, I guess we are now in the world of Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic fight forever, which is one of the few times where I am going to say yes, just never break these two up. Let them fight continuously.
It's like
I want them to pass those titles back and forth.
This is gonna be like Sean and Brett, but colossal size.
Yeah, or
Macho and Hogan.
No, the one I was thinking of was Sammy and Kevin. KO and
Sammy and Kevin. Yes. That was a definite barn burner. You know what else was? You know what else was a good one though that they never really rated as much? Benoit and Guerrero.
Oh yeah, no, that was amazing, and everyone used to talk about it until
Benoit.
that night.
Yeah.
But it's these two will have an amazing feud, and they should absolutely, like I said, I think at the next takeover, I think I said this after on the podcast last week. I think Dijakovic should be the one to take that belt off of Keith. But then I think Keith should be the one to take it off of Dominik, and then back and forth. Like I think the same way that Sasha and Charlotte passed back and forth the women's title for those like few months on Raw, where they were just beating the shit out of each other in amazing match after amazing match.
Yep.
Do that with Keith and Dominik. Put them over huge. Make them both the all-time North American champions.
It couldn't be like they couldn't have it where they were just like every takeover they changed, every NXT show they changed. It would have to be like, you know what I mean? One would have to have it for a while, and then the other one would have to figure out how to beat it.
100%. Yeah, I want it to be like a week-to-week thing, but I think like you go a few weeks with them kind of fucking with each other, and then all of a sudden you have another match, and one of them gets a quick one on someone, and then you have a rematch of that, and the decision stays the same, no title change. But then a month later at Takeover they fight again. You just have it at different intervals for sure.
Yeah. All right, and then we have no. Then we got Chelsea Green.
No, I literally said let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, okay? But
oh wow.
Like straight in the middle of the night, didn't just do that. And John Charlotte Flair to a match next week on NXT, and then left, and the match continued. Robert Stone actually got involved and tripped Caden Carter so that Chelsea Green could then match her with an unprettier and get the 1-2-3.
That's how that went.
That's how it went.
Then we got the Velveteen Dream defeating Roderick Strong in your main event.
Yeah, it was a great main event. Velveteen Dream being back is always welcome. He's a breath of fresh air every time. Great.
Oh, you look at that definition in his arm, though. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, Jack. He got knocked him off.
Yep.
But this was just a fantastic match. The Undisputed got pulled in the end. He won DQ. They beat the living shit out of him. Then Strong hit him with the end of Heartache, and that's how they end the night for poor old Remy.
He knockout.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right. So now we're going into SmackDown, which happened Friday,
Yep.
February 21st.
Yeah.
If you'd like to follow along, check out www.com/show.
Sometimes a little earlier. I don't later Friday, like we're 4 o'clock on Friday. So yeah, I mean, if we want to get together and watch it late in the night, avoid spoiling and watch it. Like if you joined us for the last live stream, you may be coming over as well.
Okay.
We can get that in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It would be a live stream. We'd be live streaming, but it'd be a show that happened during the day.
Yeah, we'll be watching it on the Friday.
Well, we know we'd be watching it Thursday night. Friday until midnight.
Oh, Thursday. Oh, you want to watch? Okay, so later on in the night on Friday. You say on the Thursday.
On Thursday.
On Thursday, and you finish at what time?
Usually between 9 and 10. Sometimes I'm out of there by 8:30. Sometimes a little later. Depends on my break I have to make that night, which we won't know until the day of.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out how long the showdown goes for. Like 3-4 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We'll know by then because it'll have already aired.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will figure that out. Second, I just make sure that I have the whole thing downloaded in a full 1080 copy so we can get through. Yeah, what I mean.
Yeah. All right. Let's
get into it.
The Usos and the New Day defeat The Miz, John Morrison, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. What is going on with these tag matches?
I know. Right? There's a lot of it going on right now. I think the only one under that we are better than you. And really pushed it in on him, like got right into his face with it too. So they were teasing that as a feud coming up. We'll see if that's where it ends up. I could have sworn they were going to go Miz John Morrison for the tag belts soon. But yeah, we'll see where they go with that. Once again, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, they were there. Nothing special coming out of them from the night, really. Dolph Ziggler's biggest thing in the overall storyline right now is him trying to ruin my boy Otis's chances with Mandy Rose.
Oh,
but,
man.
Yeah.
That's what...
Fuck Ziggler. I hate you, Ziggler.
Braun Strowman and Elias defeat Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro in a Symphony of Destruction match.
Yeah, Shinsuke got busted open in the spot they did, pushing him through a piano in this one because he had to get like 9 staples to close his head. Shinsuke.
Oh, I said, ooh.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said, ooh.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, this is a good match. Lots of weapon stuff. It was very much a gimmick match. Like, I mean, Symphony of Destruction match is obviously going to be a gimmick match. There's no way around it. It's a bunch of musical instruments surrounding the ring because why? So, yeah, it was fun. This was just a little bit of this is like a mid-show comic relief.
Here's something that pissed Jenny right off. The Bella Twins thanked the WWE Universe ahead of their WWE Hall of Fame induction during WrestleMania weekend this April. The list was Miss Elizabeth, Chyna, Luna Vachon. Well, I'm saying Luna Vachon. Who else? Sensational Sherry. Alundra Blaze is already in there. Who else?
Are you saying of people that should have been in instead of the Bellas?
Yes.
I don't know, man. The Bellas were the greatest in-ring performers of a generation.
Did you hear the snicker at the end of that shit? Did you hear the snicker? He can't even say it with a straight face. If we were doing a reaction episode, you would see his face turning red and about to explode in laughter right now.
Yeah, wait. Did I say best? I meant most delicious.
Like, don't get me wrong. They were temptresses. They were no Lita and Trish.
No, definitely not. Those girls could wrestle. Like Lita and Trish could wrestle. The Bellas were more like
eye candy.
like what's her name? Miss Kitty, Kelly.
Kelly. Oh. Even Stacy Keebler. Where's Stacy Keebler at?
Well, Stacy inducted Tori Wilson last year. Stacy's going to go in there. Stacy will go in there in the next couple of years. But the Bellas, I mean, so this is the perfect time to induct the Bellas, to be honest, because they're pregnant. Like, both of them are pregnant.
Oh.
And by April, when they're doing their acceptance speeches and stuff, they'll be all pregnant. I got to watch my mouth on how I describe it so that
yes,
the pregnant women that I work with right now don't beat my ass.
Yeah, please.
But for lack of a better term, they'll be all fat and shit.
No, I had to take a seat.
Your boys in a new day with 8-time tag team champion.
Yeah, neither was Kurt Angle or Goldberg.
One of them having multiple. Safe to say they will be part-time at most.
My daughter's laughing at this conversation, apparently. Yeah. The wife is listening to it in the van, and she went to drop her off at her program.
I don't even know what to say now that I know that his daughter was listening to that.
I know, right? It's like, oh.
The Bellas are going to be all fat and shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I had to ask this one time. I said, listen, if your baby is only like 5 to 10 pounds, where does the extra 30 come from? And I was told I was insensitive. But then, they thought about it and it was like, wait, you're right. Where does it come from? You're not eating for a second full-size person. You're eating for a portion of yourself. Just chill out. Chill out.
It's the size of your thumb for the first fucking 3 months, too.
You see it, though? Although, you know what? Like, we can't say anything as men, because if we were to ever be the ones to get pregnant, we'd be like 8,000 pounds.
I'm two of the ladies that I work with right now, two of the bakers, are pregnant. They both got pregnant within like 2 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, we're talking about, like, they're talking about it at one point, right? And they're bringing up that machine that lets guys kind of feel the contraction pains and stuff like that.
No thanks.
And that's what I said. I was like, no. I was like, that's wrong. I was like, that's just horrible. I was like, whatever doctor made that should be like tried for war crimes. We're not supposed to feel that. I was like, that's on you. I was like, but if guys were the ones to get pregnant, I bet we'd do it better. The looks I got were
oh my gosh,
we're so worth saying it.
Oh, I bet you be doing so.
The immediate anger and like incredulous looks that they shot my way after I said that. I was like, I know if we had to have kids, we'd be fucking awesome at it.
Bro, listen, man, I stubbed my toe and I want to take a week off.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if being pregnant hurts any more than stubbing your toe.
Being pregnant, I don't know. The act of childbirth? Woo!
Nah. It seems easy.
Oh, okay. Okay. The views of Thili do not entirely reflect those of myself. Any of you who want to add him, just leave me out of it, all right?
I'm trying to channel my spirit animal, Eric Bischoff. Controversy creates cash.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of cash and needing it because he has kids, Daniel Bryan defeated Heath Slater.
Oh, Heath, I love you. Heath Slater's my boy. I love the fact that they kind of set up this thing by having Drew Gulak tell Daniel that he noticed some holes in his game and he'd set up a PowerPoint presentation to help him fix them. And Daniel said that if he saw holes in his game, then maybe he should give them to Heath Slater to help him later. And then he did. And what do you know? They actually made it so that Heath Slater put up a pretty damn decent fight against Daniel for most of the match.
Okay.
and then then all of a sudden, it turned and he got him with the running knee. But I think this is going to set up a nice little program between Gulak and Bryan, and I'm excited for that. I think that should be good.
Okay. Naomi defeats Carmella to earn the right to face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WWE Super Showdown.
Yes, which from what I've heard seems to be looking like it's going to be the first match in a feud for like a couple months leading to WrestleMania, because it looks like the current SmackDown Women's Championship match for WrestleMania is looking to be Naomi versus Bayley. So that'll be very cool. That would, I would think, mean that Naomi's going to win. I think she's from Florida.
Yes.
So she would big hometown. Turn it off. Oh,
Big hometown pop. Yeah, that'll be.
Just 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a hometown pop if Naomi happens to pull off the victory in Florida, because that's where the Buccaneer state is. Tampa Bay, Florida.
Yeah, so it'd be huge for her, because she's the hometown girl winning it at WrestleMania like that, and it being somebody that everyone loves like Naomi, and it being WrestleMania where she can have a crazy fucking entrance. That would be perfect. But I've also heard that the matches for the SmackDown side are kind of up in flux right now. They don't know for sure what they're gonna do. One of those things has me a little bit worried about the next segment, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, the final segment of SmackDown, Goldberg and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, got into an explosive encounter to close out SmackDown.
Yeah, so this is a good one. Goldberg came out doing his normal...
You're next!
Bray Wyatt, you're next, blah, blah, blah. Bray Wyatt kicked into a Firefly Funhouse segment. He showed Goldberg a picture of himself with the eyes crossed out, and how he's got space on his wall for him. The lights went out, he introduced them to all the puppets. Lights went out. Fiend showed up. Fiend got speared, got back up to one leg, and then as Goldberg was running to give him another spear, the lights went out again. When they came back on, the Fiend was gone, and his laugh echoed through the arena. It's very interesting. Hopefully that's because the Fiend's going to beat him on Thursday. But I've also heard rumors that they're looking to have Goldberg versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal title.
Spear versus spear!
Yeah, that's not going to be good. That'd be an awful match.
What if they both went to spear each other and got concussed?
Sorry about that.
Sorry, Goldberg.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Goldberg, but there's a time and a place for you, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that to his face, but you can.
Yeah, neither would I. No, absolutely not. He's still big. He could lift me. He could lift me for a jackknife. That ain't no problem.
Yeah.
It's when you get guys like The Undertaker that he ends up botching and concussing everyone involved.
Oh my gosh! Wow, he's throwing shade like palm trees. Oh man, yeah, that's it, and we had an hour and 1 minute. Oh no, because we still got. Are we gonna leave the Wilder?
Yeah, we're gonna leave that till we get Townsend on. That way we can, and when we've all I'll get you a link so you can watch it, and then we can all talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
We got this in. It's another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and the Block.
Boom.
Oh, man. We gonna wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think That's all. Unless you got anything you wanted to add, anything you want to plug.
You know what? I just gotta talk about my podcast. You know what I mean? If you like this one, check us out on Candid Conversations on Wednesday. I have businessman Kevin Graham coming in. We got the discussion on Thursday around 6 o'clock. That's with Interpret Study P. We have the Terrell Effect on Saturday, which happens around 12 o'clock. That's with whatever local artist I can find to appear.
Yeah.
Then we got Daddy Daughter Time on Mondays on my Facebook. And Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
Boom.
So,
Usually Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays seem to work. So, yeah, man, check it out. And wherever you're at and wherever you'll be, tune into this for the 1, 2, 3.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.